This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone? Anyone? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park tonight. The National Racing Network is proud to be bringing you live coverage of the iRacing Sprint Car Cup. My name is Chris Graham, and we've got an extra voice in the booth tonight. Mr. Chad Irvine is joining along with us. You'll get to see him drive in about an hour or so in the TNT series. But we're going to get him in here in the booth for a little bit. So, Chad, this one's going to be pretty cool here tonight. It's going to be a fairly long race, but also a very good preview of what we have coming up this weekend for the McConey Setup Shop Little 500.
Oh, it's going to be an incredible race, and some of these guys are really seeming to struggle through qualifying, trying to find every bit of time they possibly can. It's going to be fun to watch both in this race and in the Marconi Setup Shop Little 5, and Man, as a race that's near and dear to my heart with the Little 500 being a local Hoosier here, it's going to be fun to watch both tonight, this week, and just all throughout the month of, I guess you could month of May here at iRacing. But man, it's going to be fun to watch, especially tonight.
Yeah, I got the info up on the cars up on the screen here. Stock block push rod, 410 cubic inch V8s. 820 bald eagles under the hood of these full-throated American big block iron engines. Direct drive transmissions. These things are only 90 inches long. They weigh 1,475 pounds, and they got enough torque to feed you, me, and half of the Indiana National Guard.
I mean, the biggest thing is so much torque compared to that short wheelbase. And I mean, even compared to that wheelbase, there's not much on either end of this car as well. I believe the front tires might stick out past the front of the chassis itself. So, I mean, just the way that these cars run, man, it's going to be close wheel to wheel. Just so much incredible racing here to come tonight. And I mean, just looking at the qualifying times, we've got two cars within 3/100ths of a second of each other so far. And I mean, just behind that, like first to, I would say 16th, they're about 0.3 apart on a track that takes 13 seconds to do a lap. That's not close, but at the same time, it's not far around one another.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we got to look here at the Mean Green Brady Bacon themed machine here for Anthony Butte, the number 24. 25 cars scheduled to compete here tonight, Chad. These drivers are going to be in lap traffic, I mean, just a handful of laps in.
I mean, it's a 73 lap race. 50 minutes is the longest that it can possibly go. Lap traffic is going to come very quickly, and my goodness, man, it's going to be an incredible show to watch. Some of the guys like Michael Berry, he's been working on his setup all week long, both for this and for the Little 500. He's going to start pretty far back in the pack. Seems like he struggled in qualifying. Right now sits 16th as we come under about a minute to go. Just some of the way that some of these guys are qualifying compared to what they have practiced in, it's going to be an interesting show for sure, especially with such a deep field here tonight.
Yeah, Stephen Mastro, your quick timer to 12.335 seconds. I don't know that anybody's going to touch that one. Jeffrey Stanton, who's one of the community managers for the sprint cars on iRacing, does a fantastic job getting everybody on board and I guess herding cats a little bit here. But yeah, it's been definitely a good guy. Jeffrey Stanton is for sure, and he's second quick at a 12.365 seconds. Josh Batista third quick, 12.396. Brian Payne, Ryan Sellers, the top five. Ryan putting on a heck of a show last night in the Silver Crowns at Dover. I don't think you could get a more dissimilar combination here as qualifying has finished here for the Silver Crown, or excuse me, for the sprint cars, I should say.
They look very similar. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to screw it up at least once a night. At least we get it done early on in the night. Let's get you your starting grid for tonight's racing action here. As everybody starts to fill in here, there's Jeffrey Stanton sitting on the front row. Stephen Mastro and Jeffrey Stanton will make up that front row for tonight's 73-lap race here at Southern National Motorsports Park. To his outside will be Jeffrey Stanton. Row number 2 will have Josh Batista out of the Great White North and Brian Payne out of the Northwest. Ryan Sellers and Chris Janke, a couple of Midwest guys in row number 3. New Jersey's Jim Vig, Florida's Dan Smith will occupy row number 4. Jeremy Lapinus out of Canada, Zach Evans out of Carolina in row number 5. Michael Berthay and Rich Foreman in row number 6. Joe Adams and Derek Love will occupy row number 7. Ron Quinzel from the state of Florida, Michael Barry out of the Empire State in row number 8. Row 9 will have Indiana's Austin Miller and New York's Wally Reardon. Row 10, James Watson from Ohio, Steven Spears out of the Midwest, Spencer Webb from Carolina, and Dante Musick out of the West region. Julian Valdez from Indiana and Anthony Butte will make up row number 12, and row 13 will have Douglas Lake out of the West region.
It's a very deep field, 25 cars. I have to wonder if Steven Spears is my old friend from elementary school before I left the great state of Michigan. You never know. It's such a small world. It's the same exact name. But I you know what? I 100% doubt it. It's such a common name. But anyway, the one guy that I'm going to be watching for is the number 8 car, James Watson, TWR Racing. It's going to be a fun one between him and Michael Berry. We're in for a complete crapshoot here tonight.
Yeah, both of those guys are pretty good. You see the NRN branding on the side. Thank you very much for that plug there, Chad. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Southern National. Side-by-side duel into turn number 1. They'll stay side-by-side down the backstretch into 3.
These guys keeping it very clean early on. 2x2, they get single file down the front stretch, but overall, I mean, it's a very clean field. Further back, though, they're still too wide.
Yeah, we'll get a look here at Dan Smith and Chris Janke. They now settle in single file as well. Going to go a little bit further back here. We'll pick up Derek Love and Michael Berthay. They're going to fight here. Berthay got it down onto the apron. He's going to lose a bunch of time. Derek Love now going to try to reel in Rich Foreman. Get you a look at the number 19 machine. We'll give the guy a plug here. Check out Rich Foreman Photography on all the social media channels. The official photographer of the United States Auto Club. Trouble on the racetrack. Brian Payne having an issue here. Timing and scoring going to do its thing and go absolutely ballistic, as caution laps do not count here in the iRacing Sprint Car Cup. Let's see if we can get a look here on the Hot Shoe Raceway Instant Replay. Pick up what happened to Brian Payne. That's that number 15 machine running in the 5th position.
Got into the corner a little too hot. And, he started turning in too early. Back end stepped out, and he got into the outside retaining wall very hard.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit there for Brian Payne. Let's see if we can't give you an in-car look at that one to kind of show you what his hands were doing as he was in car. Because, I mean, the back end just basically stepped out on him pretty hard here. Keep an eye off of turn number 2.
Yeah, you see him coming off the corner, collecting it very easily. Oh, the back end on exit is where it stepped out, and he just nosed in. I thought that he turned in too early, but no, the back end stepped out on the exit of 2, and it went around on him.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard hit, too. Tough break there for Brian Payne. He's going to have to take the repair time, which I would imagine going to be pretty significant here. If you're following along with the timing and scoring feed, you'll see that it looks like everybody has crashed. That's the way iRacing handles laps not counting under caution. As we go back under the green flag here, lap number 5 is 73 on the board. Nice pass by Ryan Sellers inside of Josh Batista for 3rd.
What an incredible jump that Sellers had right there. He's right on the back of Stanton as well. These guys are fighting very hard at the front of the pack. They need to try to get as many spots as they can before the next yellow comes out.
Slide back in the pack a little bit. Pick up the number 18 of Mike Barry. That's the Retro 7-Up machine to the inside. He's battling with Michael Berthay still. That fight's been going on for a little bit here. And running in a pack of cars is not really an ideal situation here at Southern National.
Oh, and three wide right behind him as well, with Austin Miller kind of being checked up there by Barry. But Barry doing great to get that spot clear, and he's going to work his way further up the field. So he's now up into the 13th spot.
Trouble for Jim Vig. That's going to bring out a caution flag here. See if we can see what happened to the number 7 machine.
Yeah, just going down into turn number 1, holding the very bottom back end, steps out, taps the inside wall. And unfortunately for him, he's going to lose a ton of spots.
Yeah, let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. This was a battle right again. Yeah, same thing. Kind of the back end just stepping out. Does a nice job to not make too heavy of contact. Doesn't look like Vig's going to head pit side here, so.
Yeah, and the front end, as I mentioned pre-race, in these cars does not stick out very far past the front tires. So not a lot of room to be given. The front left tire might be bent in just a little bit. But overall, that car looks to be in decent condition. He tries to keep it back out there and tries to keep things rolling. Was that wreck from the 5th spot? Is that correct as well?
Yeah,
that car there from the top 5 wrecking out.
Yep. That's. I have a hunch we may see a bunch of that tonight because, quite frankly, you have to push to get forward through the field here, and it's an easy thing to miss and overdrive these cars just a hair. I mean, the tiniest bit heavy on the throttle on corner exit is going to send the back end of the car around like we saw to Jim Vig.
And by the way, the front 3 on the last restart just checked out. We saw Sellers get past Batista, and from there it was those 3 of Mastro, Stanton, and Sellers just pulling away. From then on, Batista and Vig were battling very hard. Vig, of course, brought out that caution, so he's going to lose a ton of spots. Dan Smith inherits the spot.
Yeah, he's back to where he started this race. Just about everybody else in the field has moved. The only other cars that have not swapped positions of some sort, Chris Janke, Steven Spears, Anthony Butte. Green flag back out. We're underway once again here at Southern National. Lap 10 of 73 on the scoreboard. Side-by-side battle, a little bit further back in the pack here. That's Mike Barry looking inside of Ron Quinsel.
Mike Barry's just sending it up the inside. Almost contact there with Joe Adams. He keeps things clean. He's going to be very aggressive on every single restart. I know him as a commentator, know him as a driver. He is a very aggressive one there in the field. Sending it up the inside there of the 9 car. What a fantastic move. And he's side by side going into turn number 3.
Joe Adams pitches him down just a little bit. Caution on the speedway. Once again, trouble on the racetrack for Dante Music. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened here to that number 22 machine. Oh, a little bit of contact on corner entry. Some lights, left side love in there.
Unfortunately, if you're Mike Barry that we were just watching get past Joe Adams, it looks like timing and scoring did not update in time for him to keep that position. He had to give it back, the 18 giving it back to the 9 as we are right pacing around under caution here.
Yep, we're going to be restarting here. I believe it should be lap number 13 is where we should take the green flag again. Chad, this is one of those races that it absolutely has the potential to hit the time limit. Even with getting a handful of laps in, you get a handful of laps of green and then a bunch of caution. Really could be something that's the drivers have to keep an eye on and make sure that they're not getting themselves caught out.
Yeah, 10 minutes, 20 seconds into this race, only 13 laps completed compared to the fact that it only takes 12 and a half seconds or so to complete a lap here. Unless we get a decent run going, it's going to finish under time compared to laps. Just a bit of a struggle for some of these guys early on in the show. What we might see the rest of the way, who knows? We've seen it time and time again where some of the guys towards the back of the pack that are the ones causing the issues wreck themselves out, and from their guys basically take themselves out of contention. They decide to park it in the front of the field. They keep things clean as nobody crossed the line for 1 to go.
Want to remind everybody, if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow the page so you don't miss any of our live racing action. Oh, trouble for Jeffrey Stanton. Second place, loops it off at turn number 2.
And he let out a big old whelp after that one. We'll have to see where he shuffles back in here. Oh, looks like iRacing going to give him that second spot back, but he's going to hold the inside. We'll see. He called himself an idiot, and have to see where things go from here.
Good battle here for second. We'll keep an eye here on that 94 machine of Jeffrey Stanton.
He brings it into pit road. That's going to be the end of his night, it seems like.
Absolutely. That is an absolute race killer for Jeffrey Stanton, who's going to be pit side. Even if he just does a drive-through, although it looks like he did come to a stop.
We've got another caution.
Yeah, it looks like we got a big mess here. One car wildly tumbling.
Oh, that was James Watson.
I say may have been James Watson here. Let's get you a Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay.
So James Watson was not the car upside down.
Oh my goodness.
That was Wally Reardon upside down the backstretch, but man.
Good Lord,
Watson
that was
said he got pinched down, and just Watson into Reardon just caused all hell to break loose down the back straightaway.
Let's take a look here. Let's go on board with Wally Reardon.
Oh, and he flipped over multiple retaining walls.
Over the outside wall, out of the ballpark, back into play. Oh man, then he got drilled on top of the cage too. Flips it into the infield. That's another one. That'll be the end of the night for Wally Reardon. So there's James Watson. He's tugging at the back of the field. Looks like he's going to be okay here.
I doubt that he would be. He took some heavy contact there. He was talking about the impact on his car as well. I don't want to say it where he's going to end up here, but man, there's no way that he comes out of this one clean.
No, I wouldn't think so. We didn't even get a chance to get the timing tower back up on the screen here before the incident on the restart. You almost wonder if that was not some of the bottleneck from Jeffrey Stanton's issue, kind of just catching up and accordioning the field together. I promise I speak English.
You know what? Accordioning is a very weird verb to say, but the pace car comes off. Mastro leads the field, and we're going to have to see where things come from here as we're green once again at Southern National.
Lap 16 of 73 on the scoreboard. It's been all Steven Mastro out front, but Ryan Sellers has been one of the quickest cars on the racetrack all night here. Field making their way off at turn number 2. Top 5 all going to be settled in line. In fact, just about everybody has settled in at this point. And Chad, I would say that's not exactly unsurprising given how unpredictable this race has been.
I think some of these guys just want to get some green flag racing. And when I say green flag racing, I just mean racing in general. There's been a lot of eye-pacing so far tonight. The only real battle right now is between John Quinzel there in the 10 and the 14 of Austin Miller, with Jim Fig that we saw in contact earlier. The 3 of those cars just 2 by 2 further back in the pack, but otherwise, most of these guys just want to get some green flag laps turned, and they work lap 20 now. 20 of 73. They've got a long way to go from here.
Absolutely. The battle for the lead starting to heat up off of turn number 2. Ryan Sellers getting caught in onto the tail tank of race leader Steven Mastro. I would imagine right side tires, both front and rear, are probably going to be a bit of a concern for these drivers tonight. If you're Ryan Sellers, there's a lot of race left to go here. A lot of time to sit in line and save some tires.
Yeah, from talking with some of the guys driving this week, working on their setups, especially the one that I know the most and know him from doing a bunch of other commentating and leagues and stuff with, is Michael Berry. He was working very hard on a setup for this track, for this broadcast. and he was talking nonstop about tire temps and right side tire wear. He needs every little bit that he can out of this car, and he's fighting very hard right now in the 10th position.
Slide back here. We'll pick up that car of Mike Barry as he's going to try to work inside of Derek Love. It's a very familiar paint scheme to viewers who were watching last night. Similar look to what we saw out of Derek Love in the Silver Crown car. Not surprised to see Derek running strong. However, being towards the back of the top 10 is a little bit surprising. Looked like we had one car come to a stop inside of turns 3 and 4, but we stay green.
Yeah, off the racing line, and it was that James Watson, possibly. He seems to have retired from the race, yes. So James has retired, unfortunately. Hate to see it from him, but yeah, Michael Berry just setting up lap after lap, trying to get the spot on Derek Love. Peek to the inside now. They're side by side on corner exit. Now down into turn number 1.
Barry got a couple of wheels onto the apron of the racetrack, had to back off just a little bit, keep the car under control. The lead at the front has stabilized. What has not is this fight for second. Excuse me, battle for third. Dan Smith, Josh Batista going to be side by side. They'll have third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh all under a blanket down the front stretch. Caution is out, one car going around on the front straightaway. Looks like that may have been Spencer Webb. We'll get you the Hot Shoe Race Square instant replay here.
I can't confirm it was Spencer Webb that went around, losing a
bunch big old
of
tank
spots,
slapper.
dropped all the way back to 18th. Oof.
Yeah, that's not the way he wanted to see his race continue, that's for sure. Now working, should be lap number 31 that we'll go to when we go back to green flag racing here.
And Barry and Love talking over the radio, just between one another, talking about their battle, and Love thought that multiple times he had a car inside. Barry not quite able to get there, and it looks like Spencer Webb pulling into his pit box now.
Get a couple of the comments up here on the air. T. Sewell checking in a little bit ago saying thanks for the broadcast. Well, thank you very much for tuning in with us tonight here. Zach Evans says, hoping to do well at my old home track tonight. So Zach currently running, is Zach in the area? Yeah, he's currently running in the ninth. Yeah, 6th position, so good run so far for Zach Evans. Race J15 says, miss the wrecks and you're good. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, not wholly unsurprising that's kind of the thought process of avoid the mess that's invariably going to come at some point. We've already seen it once with a multi-car incident. Want to remind everybody, coming up as soon as this race is over, in fact, we have to get our podium interviews done incredibly rapidly because we have
you have to do it very rapidly. I have to go practice.
I was going to say, Chad will be out of here at the checkered flag. He's running in the TNT PM18 All Oval Series tonight. A doubleheader within a doubleheader. Not sure how we're going to pull that one off, quite frankly, but Twin Bill from the Iowa Speedway, 2 25-minute races for the PM18s. That is going to be a pack race and a half, and we're looking forward to it in a big way. But first, we have a little bit more racing to get through here for the sprint cars. Off at turn number 4, green flag back in the air. Steven Mastro leads the field to 1.
Very clean start at the front of the field, still single file through basically your top 10. Further back, the guys getting very aggressive in the field.
Yeah, Derek Love trying to get to the inside of Jeremy Lapinus. That's the battle for the 7th position. Mike Barry right there in that fight as well. A little bit further back as well, Julian Valdez, Mike Berthay also going to be fighting. That's with Jim Vig for 13th, 14th, and 15th. Couple of laps shy of halfway here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. 35 laps into this race is less than a tenth of the distance. We'll be doing this Sunday afternoon an iRacing recreation of the Little 500 that will run Saturday of Memorial Day weekend at Anderson Speedway. We're going to do it here on iRacing. 500 laps for the sprint cars and a 3-wide start to boot. The 2-wide start looked dangerous. 3-wide is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, we don't have Anderson here on iRacing, but this is the closest we've got. It's high banked, it's got the sprint cars on it, and they put on a good show here, so might as well do it for the iRacing Little 5 that we're going to put on, and it's going to be fun to watch for sure. I'm not going to make my way up there to Anderson for that race, but hey, Chris, when you're here in Indy, we'll grab a drink and have a good time.
I was going to say, that is my kind of dumpster fire of a race. It is an absolutely perfect combination of high seriousness, high drama, and a little bit of dumpster fire tossed in for good measure. The Little 500 is one of the sport's great traditions. Quite frankly, the state of Indiana's great traditions throughout the Memorial Day weekend. Following here, the battle.
I have to say, it's probably the second best Little 500 to take place in Indiana.
Yes, there is the bicycle race as well, but
there's more drinking at that one.
I was going to say, I think there's a lot more intoxication involved there. Following the battle here for 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, Joe Adams, Ron Quinzel, Austin Miller, Jim Vig with a very nice recovery after his early race issue. Helps that he's had some other cars have issues, but that 7 machine looks to be pretty stoutly repaired. We got to head to the front of the field here, though, Chad. We've got a battle for the lead heading off at 2.
And these guys battling very hard. Less than 0.2 of a second between them at the line last time by. They're keeping things very tight between them. Just an incredible fight, and even all the way throughout the field. They're catching some lap traffic as well. That's Dante Music keeping things up against the wall, staying out of the way of those front two, and you see them, they're diving into turn number 1.
Already off of turn number 2 in a very quick way. Lap traffic behind him as well. That is the 22 machine of Dante Music. Race leaders staying within a couple of tenths here, past the halfway point. In fact, we're down to about 25 laps to go here. Steven Mastro has held the lead the entire race, but Ryan Sellers up 3 spots from the drop of the green flag. He's been aggressive and now may just be biding his time here. Hard chargers for the race so far go to Mike Barry. He's up 9 spots to the 7th position. Derek Love up 8 to 6th. Julian Valdez up 8 to the 15th position. Jeffrey Stanton's obviously the driver who had the biggest issue here. He's down 18 spots from the drop of the green flag after his spin under caution. Brian Payne down 21 spots after his very early issue. Caution flag back out on the speedway. That was right behind the race leaders. Dante Music having an issue. See what happens.
Dante seemed to be struggling a little bit on the long run and let the leaders go by, and unfortunately from there it just went downhill for him. Keeping an eye on our socials, chat, that you're pulling up as the race goes on. We see a boiler up come through. They don't have the Little 5. They have the Grand Prix. It's not quite the same, and it's not quite as intoxicated from experience.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Seeing a bunch of the comments here from Marcus Walker. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here. And we're really looking forward to our version of the Little 500. The real one, I believe, is going to be on Flow Racing this year, so you'll be able to catch all the action from Anderson Speedway. Kind of interesting here to see.
I believe it's on MAV this year, MAV TV Plus.
Oh man,
I think that they changed it for this year.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, they're growing. The race is growing, and I mean, it's going to be great to watch for sure.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and like we mentioned, Rich Foreman earlier. Make sure you check out Rich Foreman Photography. He is the official photographer of the United States Auto Club. Quite frankly, one of the best in the business. His quarterly of racing photography is absolutely spectacular. So make sure you check that one out and support the iRacers that are out here. Should see the lights go off the pace car this time by the start-finish line, and we'll be coming back to a restart. Should be lap number 50.
You're 22 to the checkers, so it's going to be a fun one to watch for sure.
Yeah, we've gotten a pretty good green flag run here. We'll knock on wood heavily for that one, that we see more of that here to close the race out, because this battle at the front is going to be a good one for sure. Steven Mastro leads the field off of 4. Green flags back in the air. We're underway once again here at Southern National.
Front 2 getaway clean, and everybody single file back behind as well. Mastro pulled away from Sellers 2 restarts ago. Last time, not able to do the same. They were running very similar lap times, and Mastro just very defensive with the line, holding the bottom the entire way through every single corner.
Tell you what, Chad, we haven't gotten to do this yet. We're getting late in the race. How about we give the fans at home here a chance to crank it up?
Oh, let's do it. Let's get loud. Turn that volume up, rip the knob off, and we'll be back here in about eventually to get some more great racing.
Well, we say that, and caution flag flies on the racetrack. Looks like trouble once again for Dante Music. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here.
You've got a feel for him. He was running very well early on, could not continue the run, and just, I mean, from where he's at right now, I don't see a way for him to continue. Only one lap down, but everybody back behind him, for the most part, seems to be out of contention to make up spots. So,
yeah,
worst case, he's going to lose one position, but overall, I mean, his night is just about over.
Yeah, he had to take the tow back to the pit area as well, so going to be a pretty substantial tow time, and unfortunately, sounds like that may be the end of the race for Dante Music. Shouldn't really come into play here, but hear me out on this. Rich Foreman stopped on lap number 31, so he does have 30 lap fresher tires and the full tank of fuel that probably went with it to go along with the rest of the field. Dan Smith and Julian Valdez stopped on lap number 51, again as a result of damage. So long as the damage isn't too severe, 30 laps can be a big difference here on a set of tires.
I don't know how long it takes to change tires here. I don't know how much of that would be for tires or for fuel, and how much of that is just for getting damage repaired under yellow. Man, I wish I knew more about these sprint cars. And
yeah, I was going to say, Rich Foreman's his stop time was 20.97 seconds. The stop time for Dan Smith was 19:58, 24:47 for Julian Valdez. It's enough time to get a tire changed while the crew is doing the required repair work to the vehicle. So it'll be interesting to see here how that plays out, and if it really kind of has any bearing at all. But let's do this.
Real quick before we go green. Michael Berry in 4th position. Last I checked, he was back barely in the top 10.
Yeah, good pickup there for Mike Barry. So let's do this one more time. Off of 4, y'all can crank it up. Off of turn number 4, Steven Mastro going to put lap number 59 up on the scoreboard. Mike Barry up to the 3rd position. He's around Josh Batista. We'll see if he's going to be able to catch up here to Mastro and Sellers. Looks like the gap is opening just a little bit, but still a heck of a run for Mike Barry, up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag.
And even more impressive than that, the first about 30 or so laps of this race, he only made up 5 or so positions. So just simply the latter half of the race is where he's made up most of that time. Very close to the outside wall there, but he keeps things pointed in the right direction. Just has to protect the inside from Josh Batista right behind him.
This is the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. The battle for the race lead. Staying nose to tail here. Ryan Sellers is, I can all but guarantee, in a bit of a tire conservation mode here. Waiting for the right time, but we're now down to 10 laps to go here at Southern National. Stephen Mastro holding on to that very, very slim lead. And the caution flag is out. Brian Payne, Julian Valdez having an issue here. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened to that 15 machine. Oh, he just grenaded an engine.
Just blow up? Wow. I am surprised that brought out a caution.
Let's see if may have been the issue for Julian Valdez that was the reason for the caution here. Let's take a look and see. Keep your eye on that black and red Birds number 16 machine. There it is, the spin to the inside. Got it back up onto the racing line. Yeah, basically spinning the car back around is what got him to bring out the caution flag. And actually, pretty sure that's going to be the end of the night for Julian Valdez.
And the way that looked, it looked like he may have been disqualified for too many incident points from that one. Looks like he did manually disconnect from the session, but just the way that his car was rolling as he got things back going, I don't think that happened to be the case. But that's up to the officials and the stewards. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Unfortunate for Payne as well, getting the motor to grenade like it did on his end.
Yeah, that was, I was very, very surprised to see. You don't really see an engine grenade like that unless there's a long-running issue to it. Now, Payne did have his issues earlier in the race, but definitely going to be a DNF at this point with just a handful of laps to go, the full tow time, and the motor being expired. No fast repairs here in the official series. That's important to note. So no backup cars. When you blow an engine, your night is over. Payne will finish in the 22nd position. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car.
10 laps or so to go. Astro, Sellers, Barry, Batista, and Janke, your top 5 here at Southern National.
Off of turn number 4, green flag's going to go back in the air. Here comes the move from Ryan Sellers. He looks inside. They make contact. Race leader goes around. Contact to the front of the field. Caution flag is out. We've got the big one. Drivers meeting turn 2. Oh, that is...
Wow.
Oh, man. Stephen Mastro is going to be a little hot under the collar. The contact was absolutely there. We're going to get you the close-up and slow this one down. You knew the move was coming. It was just a matter of, was it really going to come that quickly?
My biggest disagreement here comes with iRacing timing and scoring. Sellers and Astro brought out the caution. They were the ones running 1 and 2. Somehow, Michael Berry does not inherit the lead.
Yeah, let's take a look here. We got the slow-mo replay up on the screen for you. Keep your eye on the number 1 of Ryan Sellers. He goes inside, makes the contact with the 3. Little bit of right side romance there from the number 1. The caution flag comes out there. Yeah, that's one of those that I don't know how iRacing gives the lead
and even
to Ryan Sellers there.
Even if Batista got around Barry on the outside before the yellow flew, I don't think that Sellers should be in that first position in the first place. It's a very questionable decision from the timing and scoring with the way that it counts it here.
We'll put this comment up on the screen here just because the guy is so nice about it here. Marcus Walker says, got to give it up to the announcers. Fantastic play-by-play. Well, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you hanging out with us here tonight. Chad, I really agree with you. I would be fully in favor of iRacing instituting the contact rule, where if 2 cars make contact, both of them get an automatic EOL penalty.
And it doesn't have to, necessarily be the EOL, but where they, get themselves rolling back in line, it's just very lenient as the lights are out on the pace car. We get set to go back green here.
It was a great start for Ryan Sellers. Mike Barry may have spun the tires a little bit on the exit of turn number 4. Barry going to hold on to the race lead.
He's been sluggish on every single restart as he's right there on the back of Sellers now. Have to see if he can't get anything to do. We're under 5 laps to go. And he's to the inside.
Barry looks to the inside through turns 3 and 4. This is the fight for the race lead down the front straightaway. 68 on the board. 5 to go here at Southern National.
Michael Barry from the 16th position up to the race lead now. And the caution back out once again. He got that lead, much so we said he deserved.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I am absolutely gutted here for Jim Vig and Rich Foreman here. Let's see here. Check the replay. Chad, we're going to get to your comment here of what's coming in just a moment. Oh, man. Rich Foreman absolutely wads it up right into your living room. Jim Vig was the unfortunate driver on the back end there. I have no idea what's going on with iRacing timing and scoring at this point. Ryan Sellers.
This is the second time Michael Barry has been absolutely screwed over by iRacing timing and scoring. He had the lead for at least half of a lap before that caution came out. But no, somehow Ryan Sellers has the lead once again as we head to 5 laps to go.
I mean,
wow.
Sellers was back behind Josh Batista by the time the caution flag had come out.
I am heated by this. This is just absolute nonsense right now.
I tell you what, it's something to send to the iRacing developers because, I mean, it's beyond head-scratching territory. He just came over the chat.
He just said, I am very frustrated. Michael Barry did, and wow.
Now, I will say this for Ryan Sellers. It's not like the one thing that the real world has that we do not have the opportunity to do here is for a race director to put the car where it belongs, or for the driver to say, I'm not lining up here. If Ryan Sellers doesn't line up here in the race lead, his only choice is to pit and give up everything. As the green flag comes back out, lap number 69 going on the scoreboard. If Ryan Sellers goes back to the 3rd position, Mike Barry and Josh Batista are going to get black flagged. Yeah, Sellers clipped the outside retaining wall, allows Mike Barry to come through and assume the race lead.
Absolutely deserved for Mike Barry right there to be in the lead. Approaching a couple of laps to go, 73 laps, working on lap 71 right now. And he's out front. My goodness, I mean, with all the drama that's come with this race, with the effort that he's put into this car, he deserves to be right up there at the front. A couple of battles further back in the pack as well.
Coming around, they'll see the white flag this time by. Mike Barry, your race leader, will be the first one to take that piece of silk. Chris Janke came around Josh Batista to grab 2nd. But at the front of the field, just a couple of corners to go. Will he get there before a caution? Yes, he will. Checkered flag in the air. Mike Barry picks up the win at Southern National Motorsports Park. Ryan Sellers comes home in the 2nd position. Chris Janke 3rd. Josh Batista 4th. Derek Love rounds out your top 5.
Wow. Absolutely deserved victory for Michael Barry. From 16th up to 1st, and just an incredible job all around as he does himself a Polish victory lap.
Let's get our race winner in the booth here, because I'm pretty sure he's taking off for the TNT race as well. Chad, we'll let you go. Thank you very much for hopping in on short notice to the booth here. We appreciate it, brother. Good luck tonight. Mike Barry, what were you thinking there? I mean, Chad was hot on the color commentary here. What was going through your head on those two late restarts?
Oh my God, I don't know what to say, man. I'm real happy right now. You know, I didn't get a good qualifying run. I was really a bit angry about that. I mean, we could have probably put 410, probably could have gotten down to the fours there. We didn't. We go to the race then, and we're and that's like I was just kind of clawing my way through the field, man. I knew I had a good setup, and I knew I'd put enough practice and I was going to be good, but I didn't expect to be that fast. And then coming on to those last couple laps, man, I mean, it's like those guys put up a fight. And I mean, I don't know if Derek let me by Ryan let me by there if he didn't have to. I mean, he's a class act, though. I mean, we all raced each other clean. We raced each other hard, and that's all you can ask for, I think.
Well, it was a fantastic.
Put a ton of. We saw you put a ton of effort into this setup. I was watching you talk about it in Discord all week long and getting yourself set up here for the Little 500. What does a win here mean with what you've got coming up this weekend for you?
Honestly, just momentum, Chad. I mean, we're a little bit slow in the daytime right now compared to where I want to be. I know Derek, he was saying he ran like 12.6s. Maybe that was for this race though. But I mean, I've gotten 12.7s and 12.9s and stuff. I mean, if we have a car like today, like we have on Saturday, on Sunday, we're gonna be pretty mean.
Well, Mike, it was a fantastic win tonight. Unfortunately, we got to run here to get to the next show, but make sure we get the sponsor plugs in. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, I want to thank I guess the family, everybody here. This is my first win and the best finish, obviously, in sprint cars. I also want to I just started up my brand new setup shop for sprint cars. So this is a great, debut race for them. I mean, Michael Barry Setup Shop. You can find us on the forums. I'm happy to help anybody. I'm not even going to be selling anything, but feel free to come and get me if you're looking for anything, guys. And thanks for, broadcasting the race, Chris.
All right, Mike. Well, congratulations on the win here. And not sure if you're running the TNT Series race as well, but we'll let you take off for that one. So,
thank you very much.
So there you go. There's race winner Mike Barry. Real quick, let's bring in Ryan Sellers here. Very late here. We're short on time, but Ryan, a fantastic run for you tonight. Up 3 spots and a pretty solid runner-up finish.
Yeah, obviously didn't mean to get into Steven there. Hit the apron and kind of pushed up into him, and unfortunate deal there to kind of ruin both of our races. My car was kind of junk after that, but it is what it is. Racing deal.
Yeah, that was it. It was two guys racing hard for basically the same tiny piece of real estate late in the race. It was a heck of a run for you tonight. Who would you like to thank?
Leary Construction, DRR Speedworks, and Rich Performance Photography.
All right, Ryan. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thank you.
So there you go. That's going to wrap up our coverage here from Southern National Motorsports Park. Don't go anywhere, though, because we're coming right back in just a couple of minutes here with the TNT PM18 All Oval Series. We'll be right back here in just a couple of minutes. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you head on over to the new feed. If you're watching on Twitch, you don't have to go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.